Right.
What's the 5 C's from
5
Trixie?
Cs. You need something to cover yourself with, and that can be your clothing. But when you see me out in summer, if we do some of these lives out in summer, I will probably be wearing quite short shorts because it's part of the way I track, and a thin vest or shirt at the most. So what I'll carry with me is some form of small, warm, lightweight blanket, usually made out of wool, so I can cover myself up and maintain my temperature. So the cover is to do with maintaining your body temperature. Then you need a cutting tool. So I have a Swiss Army knife on my belt, and I have a slightly more substantial knife in my rucksack. You've got to be very careful, and you have to understand the law about what you can carry and what you can't carry and where you can carry it, but you should carry some form of cutting tool, even if it's just a Swiss Army knife, because that can solve a whole host of problems.
We have the Hunter.
Yeah, we have the Hunter model. I've used that model. This is about the 5th or 6th Hunter model I've had in 30 years. They usually last people a lot longer than that, but I am very, very hard on the ones I have. Other than that, I would say they're an absolutely incredible tool, worth picking up. The Hunter model, actually I can show you exactly why I have the Hunter model. It has 2 very good knife blades on it. So it has, I generally keep a slightly scruffy blade, a razor sharp blade, and this is the reason I have the Hunter. That saw, as small as it looks, will go through a 2x4 in seconds. It's an incredibly sharp saw, so it gives me multiple cutting. They're not expensive. They're about,
I think when I bought mine it was about £32.
yeah, so they're less than 50 quid. The fixed blade knife that I carry is significantly more expensive, but you can pick up fairly decent ones for 15 quid. But you do need to understand when you can and when you can't carry them, and where you can carry them, and potentially not be in breach of law on that. So we've got cover, we've got cutting tool. Cordage is the next one. I have about 15 meters, so that's about 45 feet of parachute cord in my bag, which is this kind of hard wearing cord that I've made these pacing beads out of. I've also what my shoelaces are made out of. So that gives me enough cordage to make a shelter, to repair bits and pieces, to fix things with. So I can make cordage from natural materials, and we'll definitely do something on that once the weather picks up and some of the plants that are really good for cordage are more abundant. But basically some kind of string. I mean, I've never met a farmer that doesn't have a pocket full of baling twine, because you can solve so many problems with a little bit of string. So that's cover, cutting tool, cordage. The next one would be a combustion device, some form or some tool that you can use to make fire. So I carry several. I've got a cigarette lighter, so I have 2 cigarette lighters. This is my cigarette lighter for lighting cigarettes because I smoke, and then I have in my other pocket, that is my cigarette lighter, which doesn't get used for anything and is kept fresh and full of fuel, so if I need to make a fire I can do so. And then in my rucksack I have a magnesium, it's not magnesium, it's ferrocerium. It's a large metal bar that if I strike it, it will send off an absolute shower of sparks to allow me to make fire. So we've got cover, cutting tool, cordage, combustion device, and the final one's a container. And the container is something that allows me to carry water, so that I can maintain hydration. I actually have 2 on me at the moment. I have one that's got my cup of tea in it, and that's a flask, and then I have a stainless steel water bottle that has, it's what they call a single wall water bottle, so it's not insulated, but because it's single wall, what I can do is I can boil water in it if I need to. So if I had to collect water from the environment, and that water is a little bit grotty looking, I can boil it in the stainless steel water bottle and purify that water so it makes it substantially safer to drink. I won't ever say that it makes it 100% safe to drink. You're better off going through a process of filtering the water and then boiling it. And I've got stuff on me so I've got a bandana on me, I could use that to filter water out. But yeah, those 5 things, they cover the main survival solutions. Smart survival problems you're likely to encounter anywhere you go, but you have to have the knowledge of how to use them. Just carrying the stuff on your own won't help. But because I have got that knowledge, sometimes I will go out and that's literally all I'll carry. But it takes a while to do that, so your best bet is you carry the kit for the terrain you're in and your level of knowledge and capability. So 25 years ago I would have come out to somewhere like this and probably carried a lot more kit than I've got now. I'm quite comfortable going up into the Brecon Beacons in summertime carrying basically what I've got on me now. But again, 25 years ago I'd have been definitely concerned about carrying as minimal kit in somewhere as remote as the Brecon Beacons. So that covers the main goals, the main points, but you should carry the form of kit that is most appropriate to your skill level and your experience, and that's the bottom line really.